Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, best boxer in the world news. We do that from time to time here. You know what I'm saying? We leading up to the fight between two greats, right? Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Cinnamon Alvarez, right? We know about this fight. Everybody knows this fight is biggest fight, September 12th, about to go down, right, in Vegas. And it's huge, right? So, let me just preface this by saying, looks like, gotta fess up. Sometimes you gotta fess up. What was I saying all these times for the last, since it's been announced? I was saying, basically, Canelo might not show up for this one, right? And my reasoning is, Canelo, he didn't fight no damn Demetrius Andre for undisputed. He didn't fight Morrell or Benavidez because those were hard fights in his own division. So, and Canelo's not one that passes on legacy to someone else when he doesn't have to. So with that being said, I was always saying I don't think Canelo's going to show up for the Crawford fight. Now, what he's being paid can help you to change your mind on stuff like that. Because it ain't like you're not getting paid a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It's 9 figures. So that can change your mind, and so I might be wrong about that. So, hey, it would be cool if I'm wrong. I've been saying that too, but I just didn't think he's going to show up. Something going to happen. But it doesn't look that way. So we're going to be wrong. I've told you, I'm the first one. I'm going to tell you. As soon as I see him walking down there and get in the ring, I'm going to do a I'm wrong video. Anyway, what I ain't wrong about is Terence Crawford's a damn legend. One of the best we've seen in a long damn time. Now, a lot of people are agreeing with me. We see it because a lot of people, I would say 60% of the people think that he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez. I think that's ridiculous. There should not be that. By no stretch of the imagination should people be thinking he's going to beat Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez is huge and Canelo Alvarez is awesome. He's been in our minds for the last 10 years, and 6, 7 of them been the face of boxing. He's been number 1 pound for pound. He's a perennial top 5 pound for pound. And that's what people have been thinking and saying and conveying throughout all the media. I have a different opinion. I would put him maybe a top 15 or something like that. And I have my reasons. You guys know that. There's just too many fights that I see that he won't prove in any division that he's categorically the best, like the other guys around him. If you say, let me give you one that you probably would agree with. Monster Inoue. Is there any doubt that Monster Inoue is the, or one of the baddest dudes in or around his division, that 118, 122 area, right? Back 115 even. There's nobody, pushing up on Inoue. Now, he's got a very hard mandatory coming up, but Inoue is categorically the baddest one there. Was there any doubt that Usyk was the baddest cruiserweight? Right? Wasn't nobody, hey man, no, you fight him, because if you fight him, you're going to see. Was there any of that? Matter of fact, even though he's moved up to the heavyweight division, is there any doubt that Usyk's the baddest one? You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt. Hey, man, you ain't the baddest one until you fight him. Now, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, but that's BS. Deontay Wilder, no, I don't want to hear that right now, because Deontay Wilder is not in the position, right, to say, hey, he has to fight Deontay Wilder before he's categorically the best. I don't agree with that, and I'm roll with Deontay Wilder hard till the wheels fall off and everything. But as of right now, Deontay Wilder, a few years ago, before all these injuries and all that, I think Deontay Wilder causes a problem for Usyk. Not outpointing Usyk, but Usyk has to be on his P's and Q's for 12 rounds the whole time. He can't mess up, because Deontay Wilder has that one punch fight over type stuff. The Dominic Brazil, Lialkovic, Spielka, Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. He has that kind of stuff. Other ones, the accumulation of punches. No, it ain't accumulation of nothing. You made one mistake and you woke up in the hospital kind of stuff. That is something that Deontay Wilder has, and that right hand is extremely fast. Those fighters are good defenders. Luis Kong Ortiz is a good defender, and so is Spilka, right? So, and even Lyakovich, who people say is a bum, but he was a champion. Lyakovich beat some people. So I'm just even talking and standing in front of Bermain Stavern like he just like he ain't nothing. There's a lot of things. So, but right now, Usyk, there is no nothing to talk about. When it comes to Canelo, there's not that. At 154 pounds, there's 3 other champions that he didn't fight. 3. He was the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade. Just said, I ain't doing that. Right? And Demetrius Andrade is a damn good fighter. Right? And both of the Charlo brothers, both of them, were champions. He didn't fight either one of them. So was he categorically the best at 154? Was he categorically the best at 160? Didn't want to fight Gennady Golovkin. When he did, he was doped. Right? And just said, I am not fighting Jermall Charlo as my mandatory. I'll take a franchise title. And I am not fighting that horrible fighter who has the key for me becoming undisputed in Demetrius Andrade. So was he categorically the best at 160? 168? Hell no, because Benavidez and Morrell were there. And he just said, I'm not doing that. And fought all those guys that are lesser fighters. So he's not categorically the best at 168. Told those, just, I'm not fighting nobody, that the hard ones. And at 175, he said, I'm going to fight Kovalev. Beat Kovalev, right? And said, I ain't fighting Beterbiev, I'm going to fight Bivol. He's the easier one. Fights him, gets beat. So he ain't the best at 175. Then tells Bivol says, you know something? Yo, you saying you too small. I'm small for 160, for 175. I'll come down easy for 168 and fight you there so we don't have any excuses. Didn't take that fight. So at the end of the day, you guys consider him top 5. Not me. He's 15 to 20 because the top guys don't allow stuff like that. They just don't. So that's just the point there. So, having said that, right? Having said that, he still should be a categorically favorite versus Terence Crawford. There shouldn't be a doubt in anybody's mind that he's supposed to beat Terence Crawford, seeing as though Terence Crawford's 38 years old and September 28th. He's supposed to beat Terence Crawford. And the fact that some people are like, Terence Crawford's a dog, Terence Crawford doesn't run, he's going to want to fight him, he's gaining all this weight, he's going to be slower, plus, you can age overnight. With all those tangibles or intangibles, then damn it, he's supposed to be the favorite. There shouldn't be no question here. It should be 80% Canelo, but it's not. And that's a test to Terence Crawford. Here is one. Because some of these people who think Terence Crawford is going to win, you've had all the Hall of Famers, the Roy Joneses, the James Toney, the Bernard Hopkins, the Andre Wards, and all of that. Then you had the pundit and Teddy Atlas. You've had the best come to 2 of the top 5 pound-for-pound boxers in Alexander Usyk and Dmitry Bivol. You have the whole spectrum of fighters who just think Terence Crawford is the world of the guy. Well, here's one. A DAZN commentator. And we all have our issues with DAZN commentating, now don't we? Don't we? Let's be real. One of them is Sergio Mora, ex-fighter, ex-runner, right? If we call him runner, right? We call him runner. Because I would say a good boxer, but we can't say that nowadays. Everyone that's a good boxer is a runner. So an ex-runner of a fighter, Sergio Mora, says that Terence Crawford is a generational talent and an all-time great. Okay? Now, how many people are we calling that right now that's fighting? How many? He said Sergio Mora, because he thinks he's going to edge Canelo Alvarez. Because he's a generational, which is awesome to say, generational talent and an all-time great. Now, before he fights Canelo Alvarez. And that's why this here is another one of those Terence Crawford has won already videos. Right? This is probably about part 6. Terence Crawford has won already. Because all of these things are things that mainstream media, house nig media, and racist media are not wanting to tell you. right? But now, because this fight is going on, this high-profile fight, people are coming out with their opinions, or they're being asked, and these opinions, you can't hide all these opinions of somebody. And my point is, it's great for Terence Crawford, regardless of what happens with Canelo Alvarez, because of the simple fact it's about people knowing, realizing, registering what you've been seeing. You know, because people can hide behind these resumes, because people that are filled with hate and filled with, you know, hate is the word for it, right? They want to show you, take you in the wrong direction. They're going to just say, they'll say all of these boxers that he's fought, even though he hasn't been in a close fight, but all these boxers that he's fought, we'd rather say all of them are not good. All of them are bums. All of them are not good. All of them have no resume. So you said all the boxers he's beaten, plus the boxers that those boxers have beaten. We're going to throw about 100 boxers under the bus, because we want to make sure that nobody thinks Terence Crawford is good. And yeah, keep that issue in the internet, because those people that fight and those insiders are letting y'all know what you're seeing. And what you're seeing is what Sergio Mora says, a generational talent and an all-time great. Again, Terence Crawford has won already. Recognize. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.